Idaho's new library law is being challenged in a court by a coalition of private schools, libraries, and other community members. Riley Shoemaker spoke to the attorney representing the group about what they hope will happen.
To be very clear, every single one of my clients, every single one of the plaintiffs in this case agree with the concept of protecting minors from obscene and pornographic material.
Instead, McKay Cunningham says his clients feel the law raises constitutional concerns.
Because of the way that it's written, because it's vague and overbroad in the way that it's written, it includes a host of material that is otherwise protected by the First Amendment, including works of art, including literature.
The coalition leading the legal challenge includes the Foothills School of Arts and Sciences and the Sun Valley Community School, among others. The Idaho Family Policy Center helped draft some of the legislation. We reached out to them for an interview, but the group said in a statement, the Children's School and Library Protection Act is common sense, simply requiring the schools and libraries take reasonable steps to restrict children's access to materials that are obscene for minors. But according to Cunningham with the College of Idaho,
it is even possible that the Bible could fall within the definition of this statute's harmful to minors provision. I'm not a biblical scholar, but there are provisions in the Bible that deal with sexual content that might very well be banned or be within the definition of what is harmful to minors in this statute.
That is why Cunningham says his clients see the law as too subjective.
Including scientific and health books, such that an anatomy book that has depictions of the human body arguably falls within the scope of this statute, so that schools and libraries across the state of Idaho now have to contend with what materials a subjective, harmful to minors definition now includes.
So how are the library materials being monitored? If a person identifies concerns with a book in the children's section, the library can be fined $250 if the book is not moved to an adult section or removed entirely. The issue also impacts small libraries in the state, like in Donnelly, where the one-room library will require parents to sign a waiver if they want their child allowed inside. And ahead of the upcoming school year, the plaintiffs are asking a judge for an injunction.
This lawsuit is asking the court to act fairly quickly to issue a temporary injunction so that this law will not be enforceable by the time the school year begins.
Other plaintiffs in the case, including some parents, say that the law not only infringes on First Amendment rights, but on their rights to decide their children's education.